In-person estimates versus over-the-phone estimates. This is something I struggled with for a long time, whether to make that decision to go to in-person estimates. And I wanted to share with you the analysis that I did for my business that helped me make a decision, and maybe will help you make a decision for yourself too. Okay, so I'm going to show you the data that I used to make this decision and to conduct this analysis. So obviously with in-person analysis, there's going to be some benefits, but it's going to come at a cost. And that cost is going to come directly off of the bottom line. And so you want to make sure that the benefits outweigh the cost. And so I put everything down here into an analysis sheet, and I ran some numbers, and I want to share with you the type of analysis that I did. So the first thing I had to do was to establish the baseline. And each of these different numbers here in the orange or beige, this represents things that I am going to input manually. So these are my baselines. Let's say I generate 200 leads per month. I'm currently closing at 53%, which means I'm going to have 106 jobs. Let's say my average ticket is $600 and my net profit is 30%. And my current salesman cost is 0 because I'm doing the sales cost myself over the phone as for my baseline definition. Okay, that means I'll have a revenue of $63,000 and a profit of $19,000 per month. Okay, now what can be affected by switching from over the phone to in person? Well, our close ratio and the ticket price are most likely going to be the two things that are affected the most. So I drew out a best case, probable case, low case, and worst case scenario. And then I started looking at all the numbers and how these things affected. So where do these numbers come from? Well, the best case scenario, let's say that my close ratio increases by 35%. In addition, my ticket price increases by 30%. Ceteris paribus, all things equal, how is that going to affect my bottom line? That's what I wanted to find out. So probable case, the close ratio increases by 20%, the ticket price increases by 25%. And then my worst case scenario, which nothing increases. I have no increase in cost and close ratio. I have no increase in ticket price, but I do have an increase in salesman cost. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of how I made this decision. So in this scenario, in the best case scenario, I was actually able to see an increase in 41% profit, which means after my expenses as a salesperson, I got almost $8,000 increase in extra profit each month. And likewise, so my worst case scenario, I lost $5,100. And that, in this case, was the exact price that I ended up paying my salesperson. So the salesman cost is something that you can play around with. So what I used for this example was a $2,000 base salary and then 5% commission based off of the monthly revenue or based off of how much that customer, that salesperson brings in. So this is going to be variable depending on the model that you want to do, but it's something that you should be able to easily calculate. And that's exactly what I did here. So, in my best case scenario, if this guy gives me a 35% increase in ticket price and a 35% increase in close ratio, he's going to make almost $8,000 a month, which based on the same 200 leads, my revenue would have been $63,000, but now it's $116,000, significant increase. So that, gives me about a 40% boost in bottom line profit based off of that change. So this is an example of and I ended up actually hiring a salesperson. This is my second or third week with the salesperson. And I can tell you that so far, I'm definitely seeing the results of having that salesperson. I'm seeing higher ticket price. I'm seeing higher close ratio. I'm also seeing a decreased workload for myself, which means that I can focus more on growing the business and other high-level aspects of the company. So this is what drove me to make the decision. I thought this might be helpful, that you guys should do something similar if you're interested, or if you're curious whether or not you should hire a salesperson for your company. So that's it. Again, hey, my name is Alistair. If we haven't met, start a conversation with me, because I'd love to meet all of you guys. And thank you all, and hope to talk to you soon.